gamer starring Gerard Butler. Players participate in online games in which they can control other human beings. If the technology was possible, do you think the government will allow this? If so, what kind of world would it be? Excluding what already you saw in the movie, theoretically, if you were able to go online and purchase somebody or pay somebody to be your avatar, what kind of world would that be? And that's if you agree if the government would allow you, or allow us to do so. Real life Sims and real life Call of Duty.
I mean, technically, if somebody volunteered to let somebody control them, then you could do it.
Well, that sounds like a minor version of the Purge. That'd be perfect for it.
The fun.
And the Condemned with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
I'm just going to state the fact that let's just make it clear: the United States government won't allow that. Any other government would.
I don't know if any government would just let
I think Japan would allow it.
Yeah,
That's because they're crazy.
A lot of governments wouldn't mind.
Whoa! You just insulted every Japanese fan we have.
Yeah, we just lost them.
And yet they're like, what?
Konnichiwa!
Click.
And they're gone.
They're all gone. We're sorry.
You're
not stupid. We love your system.
I didn't say they were stupid. I said they're a little crazy.
No, it's true. That's what makes them creative.
They are very creative, but the Japanese, they don't have any limits to their creativity. Nobody has limits to them. Unlike the United States, they have boundaries. Okay, but exclude the fact that the United States won't allow it. So we all here agree that the United States won't allow it because it's inhumane. If that's the reason.
Too much
So how about for the purpose of this conversation, theoretically
There
say
would
what if
be
it did happen?
What if it did happen?
Yeah.
They won't even allow cockfights. So I know they won't allow people taking over people.
Okay. So theoretically, if the United States, since we all live here in the United States, did allow it.
Okay.
How do you think?
There would be a lot of dead people.
Well, since they're only using criminals.
Well, I was thinking they'll probably apply to where the people sign up to get paid to play them. They pay a certain amount by the hour, and then of course there's going to be rules and guidelines like what you can and cannot do. Obviously.
So not necessarily talking about killing people, but like maybe mock.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, then they would be like, okay, it's for the safety. Instead of real bullets, it'll just be paintballs, or instead of them consuming alcohol, they would tell them, hey, pretend it's alcohol. That's what the players believe it is, if you want to do that. I mean, I think that's the safest route that America will do if they do allow something like this.
I think the idea of the gamer was the point of they're going into real combat and dying. The bloodshed is what they wanted. If you went back and said, we're just going to control these criminals to play paintball fights, they would just say, I'm just going to do it myself.
Well, I can see
paintball, we might as well just go out there and actually have fun.
Right, and I got to run around with somebody else.
In the middle, the Gerard Butler was married, and his wife worked in this as an avatar to pay her bills or whatever so she can live. Or attempt to live a normal life. So somebody was controlling her, and she was getting paid for it.
Basically like Sims in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand the concept, so would be surrogates. But I would think that concept would be way better. Surrogate where you live. Have you seen that movie?
No, I have not had the pleasure to.
So I think that would probably be the first application for it.
Surrogates?
Yeah, where you like basically playing the Sims with real people.
Right. Okay. So surrogate worked as where everyone had a machine home. It's like a little bed. They go, they lay into it, and then a clone copy of themselves was created, and that clone copy would go out into the world. So it would feel all the pleasures and have no pain. Any pain that would happen to the machine, they won't feel it. They get to do anything they want: drink, do alcohol, drugs, sex, jump off a cliff, anything they want to do within the limits of the machine, while they just rest at home and they only feel the enjoyments. While, whatever. So it can be like, somebody would be like this big fat slob, but his surrogate may not be a copy of himself. He may be like a pretty woman or something like that. He would feel the pleasures of that through the machine. You know, so no one was real. Out in the real world, there was hardly any real people walking around because everyone used surrogates.
They had like separate little colonies for people that didn't want surrogates.
Right. Kind of like nudist colonies that you would have now, or hippies.
Basically, all the known people were like Amish now. They're just all living separated.
That shit sounds serious.
It's a great movie. I'm surprised it didn't get out there as much. And Bruce Willis is a star.
I figured. I remember seeing commercials for it, or the trailers.
I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah, Bruce
So
Willis
what's the downfall of it?
Bruce Willis was a police officer, and even the police officers all had surrogates.
Okay.
But he didn't really like it so much because him and his wife were both always in service and didn't really know each other. So he actually got out of the thing and was out there walking around by himself.
The downfall was just that. It was like you lose the real human aspects, the real movement of your body, everything is through a machine.
He became a naysayer.
Basically.
He became a what?
He became a naysayer toward it, so he was like down with the surrogates, blah blah blah.
And they took him down, went to the manufacturers, the company, stopped it, whatever, and then everyone started waking up, coming out the jungle and walking out. I was like, we never did this before. So, you know, like a
So
whole
that's
new
it?
experience.
He just didn't want the world like that?
Yeah.
There was nothing opposing him at all?
Yeah, there was a
yeah. We're just telling you the nice side of the story.
What if I don't want to know the nice side
Ooh.
of the story?
To be continued. But going back to the gamer.
Yeah, gamer. Did you go ahead and get a real person as an avatar?
I mean, I wouldn't sign up to be one, but
Hmm?
I wouldn't personally sign up to be one.
No, I meant, would you get one?
Would I get one?
I don't like the thought of controlling another person.
I'm not interested in that.
It's a hard
I have
concept to
no
swallow.
trouble controlling
I'll
my
stick
own
to actual
self.
video games.
Yeah.
It's too much for me.
I don't like that
If
kind
somebody
of
else is doing it, I might watch and see how it is or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're at home and you want to watch what's going on, that's cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind watching death matches all day long, or death race, or any one of those shows all day long. I mean, it'll be like, stuff like that. But it's like I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Of
You
course.
know,
you don't
I'm
have
not-
blood on your hands.
Exactly. I don't want that responsibility.
I
Like,
have a conscience. Well, no, wait.
Well, it's not really a responsibility. It's just you log in, the person, you now have control of the person,
right.
and, you know, you just go about your gaming life, but with that person. You're not trying to kill them.
But it's my responsibility to make sure that they are healthy, they stay alive. If I want that, I'll just have a kid.
Huh?
But if I
Kid
want to have to babysit something all day long, I'll have a kid.
I'll go with
I don't
Arch
think
on
it's
that
bad.
one and say it would be better for the surrogate list if the surrogate's damage just gets repaired.
So
That's something I could probably do. I
I'll do
wouldn't
the
be in there
surrogates
all the
first.
time like they do.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to, say, go skydiving, my little surrogate joint, let's go.
yeah. Yeah, because I get no damage to myself, and I don't have to worry about hurting someone else's life.
Yeah. If something
You
happens.
can go surfing, snowboarding.
But do you have the memories of doing all these activities?
All of this stuff is your
Yeah.
your psychological, your brain.
It's almost like you plugging into the Matrix.
Oh boy, you can see it now. Hey man, I went surfing the other day. I got eaten by a shark.
You're right. It was traumatizing.
Yeah, you
Woo!
buy a
Let me
shark,
get a new body.
The machine just shuts off and you just get out. And then you gotta get another one.
Okay, well
So
that
you feel
makes
no pain.
Yeah, that would be better. I wouldn't want to control another human being though.
Yeah.
No.
The circuit would be better. Just make that clone to go do extreme things.
Things, yeah, and that's it. You want to do the extreme
Yeah,
things,
you
you know.
get all adrenaline. You feel the adrenaline, everything. So, yeah.
You still feel adrenaline when you're in a regular other game like Guild Wars and stuff. You feel the adrenaline somewhat.
I think people would sign up to be a gamer avatar thing.
Of course, if they
Yeah,
pay.
there
Yeah.
are those. Yeah.
And I'll defend the reason why I'm thinking this is because I know how malicious and evil some humans can be, and just the thought of you being the person, the gamer who has to go out there and shoot, and you don't know what maniacal crap is controlling you. I don't even like that, and I would fight against just that. If I knew people were in there to really have fun or do things, or they weren't shooting each other and, like you said, play The Sims or paintball or something, then it would be cool. but just how
It's just
evil and,
There's some
things
crazy,
people
like,
are,
just
they
like-
would be. They'll sign up.
just like the one guy in the game where that big fat guy that was controlling that
Oh,
woman.
that was disgusting. I was
He's like,
gagging.
remember that joint?
Yeah.
He's all like slobbing, covered in grease and shit.
Blech.
Just the thought of that.
Then he was playing a woman and he was hitting on his other guy. I was like, oh.
That part made me gag. I know it was supposed to make you gag, but it just made me gag. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Narrator?
Who, me?
We didn't hear you.
Rotten Miller's dance.
I'll try the trial version.
Okay.
Trial version.
Well, they're gonna give you a trial version.
Some poor soul.
Is it a good trial version? Like, you get a 30-day trial, or
Probably.
or is it gonna be like ridiculous trial version like Hulu, where they give
30
you
day-
2 weeks?
30-day trial's kind of long to be controlling
I
something.
think
A couple days.
couple days, probably
Couple
a
days.
week maybe, for you to try out and have it, and I'll have the
Is
trial.
it in like a starter area where people can't hurt each other?
Well, in the game.
There's no aggressive mobs.
Yeah, there's no aggressive moms. in this game.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. I figured if they are gonna make a game like this, most likely it's gonna be like Sims. Someone's gonna buy a big plot of land, and it's gonna be completely like Sims, because I don't think they're gonna make a Guild Wars 2 version of it. Where the hell are they gonna
It'll be
find
isolated
golems
area.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff? So I figure that's what it's gonna be. I'm not into the sim gaming. I have played it a few times, but it's just too repetitive for me, so I can't do that.
I couldn't do the Sim version because when they get annoying, I used to kill the Sims.
There we go. Okay, then we obviously know why you don't want to have one. You're gonna kill
Don't
them.
forget, you gotta
I would-
send in a written letter to cancel before your trial is over, before they charge you again.
Yeah. So I figured that's what's gonna be like. So if I were to play a game like that, I mean, I figure there's gonna be rules.
Yeah.
One, you cannot do anything aggressive with the avatar
Okay.
or the person who's playing as your avatar. 2, you cannot have sexual interactions. 3, you cannot consume anything illegal. And 4, you cannot cause any harm to your avatar. Those are basic ones I can think off the top of my head.
Well then,
Other
I
than
would just do that myself
I
then.
mean, they'll have rules and safe measures in place, but
Yeah.
anything doing with the computers is hackers.
Yeah, there we go. There's that too. The safety measures. But I
Forgive
mean,
me. Go
hold on.
ahead.
Sorry. But anyways, Kallina. But the reason why I say this is because at least when you play in a regular MMO, sometimes people, when they make the avatars, they're not real. They act a certain way online, but they don't really act the way they do in real life. So what if you want to be a party person? So you go to these raves as your avatar, but you don't want anybody to know that you like raves. So
Kind of like Second Life.
yeah, there we go. Yes. Why did I think of Second Life? Never played it. That shit
I
scares
never
me.
played it either,
That shit
but
scares
I
me.
knew
heard
people that did. There was some weird stuff going on in Second Life.
Yeah, I've seen it before,
Actually,
yeah.
I want you to make the account on that.
Yeah, it's very, very creepy.
It's very
There's some
creepy.
creepy people.
There's everything in there.
Yeah.
There's like sexual related stuff in there. And
Yeah, one of my
Well,
old
there's-
coworkers made real life money selling stuff
But
in Second Life.
one of my friends used to be a host for the fashion show there, and got paid real life money to do
Yeah.
that.
Because you can create almost pretty much anything in there.
Yeah. So.
So it's really, really creepy, huh? Just imagine God above looking down. It's like, man, these little things are really, really creepy.
That's why he left the asses. That's why he left the asses here.
It's like, I'm gone.
Oh God.
He's like, I don't know what I did. This was bad.
Living the Milky Way galaxy today.
He look at
Good luck, guys.
He turns to Angels like, we better get out of here before we catch whatever they got.
But yeah.
They left us here thinking that we would just die.
Oh dear God.
They were like,
Like, Sonny steps up. What you would do?
Like, I can see it. He's like, oh
exploding
shit.
each other
It's like,
now.
oh shit, it's spreading. They just like dropping and just walk away like nothing happened.
Right? I mean, he said the flood. He thought that was gonna work. He was like, roaches is still alive.
Like, I
He
ain't
was
see
like,
shit.
he
I ain't
looked
see shit if
around,
he
he's
ain't
like,
see
no,
shit.
no, nobody saw that, right? I'm just gonna push this planet over there.
Oh dear. But yeah, like I was saying, if the guidelines are that, attempting to keep the players safe and the avatars safe, I'll probably try it. But like you said, like you pointed out, Sigma, there are those hackers out there, and they'll probably do something terrible to the
Like you
avatars.
said, a malicious ass person, one of them troll people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I was kind of actually confused on the whole question, so that I misinterpreted. I thought when you said like gamer, I thought you meant the actual gamer where they were using prisoners and going into that full war thing. That's why I didn't want to control.
Yeah.
Now, if you meant avatars, then I would just revert back to being a surrogate and do it myself. I won't like to jump into somebody else's body to do regular stuff. I'll do it myself. But if it was the gamer stuff, I don't want to jump in no one's body.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I don't want to jump in no one's body at all.
Yeah, everyone wants to jump in my body. If there's surrogates, and sure. As long as I can afford it, sure, let's do it.
Surrogates? Okay, so everybody for surrogates, say aye.
Aye.
I say that this council is